know, Joel. I haven't played it myself, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I had heard that it was very much microtransaction heavy.
Interesting. I mean,
So,
if I guess if you give a shit about being on a list somewhere, then you're a dumb fucking idiot, and just go cry to someone else.
Online gaming.
If you
want to
be up on the list and it costs money, then fucking pay it or just don't give a shit.
I don't know. I once I look at the game itself and look at it, I can tell you otherwise. But I've never done that, so I never played Mercenaries on this game.
I'll show you.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll give you a good time.
Can I be Krauser?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna be Krauser. Can I be Wesker?
Nope. There's only 4 so far, unless there's
like
more in the future. But so far, there's only 4 guys. It's literally just
I think it could be
Leon.
Oh, dude.
The other guy.
Luis Serra.
And then it's the knife dude you just said, Krauser, and then it's just a big guard.
A what?
A big guard.
Like a Ganados?
Like a SWAT guy guard.
Oh, it's Hunk.
Okay, it's Hunk.
It's Hunk. Okay, Hunk is like a recurring like character in Resident Evil. Like the SWAT guy Hunk. And then
he just shows up and starts blasting.
No, he's always in like a side thing, like a mercenaries or a multiplayer thing. He's just always been there. It's not like Tofu, because Tofu was the other one. But in like Resident Evil 2, there was just a block of Tofu as an optional character in some of the mercenary stuff.
Awesome.
So awesome.
You fucking stupid.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know. We got to restart this whole thing though.
I'm just excited to do that. Anime though. No, we got to restart it.
No, it's fine.
We're taking this. This is our intro. Anime. We're here to talk about anime, not video games and streaming. I put us off on the wrong foot, but anime is here today, guys, and here to stay. Do you want to talk about?
We're just gonna be streaming podcast now.
Yeah, that's it. We just give up.
We're not gonna do that because we really love you guys, and guess what? You are a lot more active on this than you are with us streaming. So
far,
I'm not gonna give this away.
We're waiting for the break-in at some point. So.
But yeah, we're talking about that sweet anime. In case you forgot, I'm Joel.
I'm Luke,
and we're Thunder Goose Butthole.
That's
podcast.
Ostrich ass.
Or damn it. Such a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Anime though,
and we talk about anime, and we've got 3 animes this week, as per usual. On our schedule, we've got Demon Slayer, we've got Mashle, and we've got Hell's Paradise.
They're all great.
They're all mostly great.
Here we go.
But let's talk. Let's do it. Let's freaking talk.
Oh wait, I'm reading. We're doing Demon Slayer first.
Demon Slayer first, and I'm making you read it. I'll do comments for the first 2, then you'll do comments for the last one. So I'll get it ready.
Famous! Okay, Demon Slayer, aren't you going to become a Hashira?
Also, aren't you Christopher Walken?
Even though all 4 heads were cut off, the demon lives. Even though all 4 heads were cut off, the demon lives.
The demon is Gyotoko.
Yep.
I just didn't put his name
Tanjiro.
in there. Tanjiro.
Tanjiro realizes there's a 5th smell, so he sends Genya after it while he holds off the other 4 with Nezuko, which is nuts, by the way. It is nuts,
by the way.
Genya eventually finds its tiny ass, but can't cut off its head. Genya is then assaulted from behind and thinks himself dead. So his backstory flashes before his eyes. Sad. Anyways, I love how like this is one of your favorite characters, and you're just like, fucking, who gives a shit? Tanjiro saves him. Genya then says to Tanjiro that he needs to cut the head off. That he needs to.
I think this episode solidifies why Genya is my favorite character, but that's just because
because he's a
it is such a tragic.
You can't cut off a demon's head.
Such a tragic backstory, though. Like it is so sad.
Yeah, they really doubled down on killing kids in this motherfucker.
No, I think this is probably the darkest episode in Demon Slayer so far.
Oh yeah, no, hands down, because they just literally like
them showing those
just
5 kids get murdered was like I did not know that they could get away with that. They didn't show faces, which is
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they get away with that either.
Like typically, at least in media that I'd known, you don't see violence into kids like that or kids getting killed. It's like
only if it's
shot.
Something very. Well, like it has to be either like super R-rated or sometimes like NC-17 or whatever.
Do you remember The Last of Us, the beginning scene?
That's true. Yeah,
like when that happens, the camera goes away and then the breathing stops.
Yeah, but didn't they also they showed the craziest. This is a spoiler. Spoilers, really quick. Press the 15 or thing twice for what is it called? Last of Us. So when the dad and his like son or his little brother, and then the little brother turns and he just blasts that kid right in the head, and they definitely show that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. I remember.
Ellie goes like this, and then the kid falls down because you think you're supposed to believe it was Ellie who got shot, but Henry ends up shooting Sam.
I thought they showed that straight.
Maybe
up.
in the new one, but the old one, no.
No, I'm talking about the show.
Oh, in the show? Well, that's a different question now. I said media.
That's what I was talking about.
But you're right.
And I literally thought you were talking about the show, not the actual video game.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the game.
That is so funny because
the video game, they might show that. They would also.
No, I'm telling you right now, the TV show
the
TV
show.
That's why I was like.
But he was way more turned in the TV show than he was in the book in the game. Like he was a little more gone, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know honestly though. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah. No, I just remember being very shocked.
In Dead Space. There are babies that get turned into zombies.
Yeah, well, you know who else did that wonderful thing? It was Alien vs. Predator 2.
Right.
The alien like infects like the pregnancy home. As an adult now, like as a kid, you're like, holy shit, this is crazy. Right. But then like I was like, dude, that's really
as an adult, it's just sad. Well, then it's like Dead Space 2 has
why did it have to be that?
Dead Space 2 has the whole orphanage bit.
Oh yeah.
Where all the kids, that are orphans get turned, and it's like, holy crap, dude. Because it's kids and babies in number 2. Number 1 is just babies. So, anyways, that's besides that aside. It is a very, very, very tragic backstory. Yeah. And I think they did it justice. To be honest.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It does feel kind of paced along to keep it going because it's like that demon going for Genya's back of his neck and him just having all those thoughts very like in order succinctly. It just feels a little manufactured. So it doesn't really flow as perfectly,
Okay. Yeah. I think it has to be.
It does. It just feels it almost feels convenient to tell the backstory right here.
It does because it is.
Exactly. Right. What I am saying is...
That's how stories are told. What are you saying?
Right. What I'm saying is the immersion is broken here because it doesn't feel very clean.
Okay.
Right.
That's fair.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it feels convenient. It feels a little forced.
You want to know why it feels that way? It's because we don't like him yet. I think
and
as
that
a character, as you're not like fully in on him, and then... You're like, okay, cool. We get his backstory, so he's either dead or alive right now, and because like that's usually what happens.
Yeah, it's usually what happens.
As soon as you hear the backstory, they're either about to die or they're about to do something cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like
maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. It just feels like a weird balancing act for this one because we don't love Genya. I mean, I love Genya enough. I think Genya's great. I also knew all this going into this. So
yeah, so that could be it too.
It could be it too. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels it just felt very like too clean almost, if that makes sense.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot's going on, then it's all of a sudden like, what's up? I'm here in the past. And you're like, okay.
And Tanjiro sending him off always felt weird too,
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Tanjiro's
a champion for others. We should never take that away from him. So,
never.
Otherwise, I think it is crazy that Nezuko and Tanjiro were trying to hold off 4 on their own and mostly succeeding until the lightning one got towards Genya, but then Tanjiro still saved him again.
Crazy.
That's nuts to me that Tanjiro is just holding his own now. It feels good.
It feels great, especially against Upper Moon.
An Upper Moon.
So that's what's up.
And not an Upper Moon number 6.
It also is cool because I feel like Naruto did this pretty okay, but it is fun to see like a student learning and becoming more and more and more progressively like they show it in the battles, like they show you some dumb training stuff, but then it's slow progression too. It's not like vast. That's what's crazy is it's like every arc like they're growing slightly, but it's like enough, right? And so they're always like a little bit behind the enemy, and then by the end they're like either as good or better than. And so I don't know, I've been really enjoying that in this, like watching that. Him just growing that. Yeah,
because I feel like I think we talked about this a little bit too, but like it feels like his progression as a character is pretty good. Like it doesn't feel so segmented out.
Yeah.
And like so, and this part of this is just because Demon Slayer's combat power system is very fluid and not super defined. I think if you remember the first season, they build out an entire ranking system for all the Demon Slayers.
That is true, yeah.
And that's the first and last time we really hear of it.
Yeah, it is a good point, yeah.
Right, and like,
Like,
and there may be a point of reference here and there, but like that ranking system means jack shit when Tanjiro can help take an Upper Moon's head off.
Right.
You know, so, and that's only in season 2. So
I can't even remember. I just wished that the waifu was in it more.
Who? Oh, she's
coming.
She's coming. I mean, she's just doing other stuff right now, but she definitely wasn't in this episode at all. Yeah. That's always a bummer. But neither was Tokito, right?
What?
Tokito wasn't really in this episode either.
Yeah.
Like he had a moment.
I just wanted. They just did such a cool job of like animating them last week. I was like, I want more of this, and then that's not what we got. I mean, again, it was still awesome.
She should be in the next episode, a healthy amount. So.
Yeah.
So, like, that's at least that's just how.
I mean, maybe,
like,
maybe.
Like both Tokito and I can never remember her name, but Mitsuru.
The Love Hashira.
Yeah, Mitsuri. I can't remember her name. I think it's Mitsuru or Mitsuri, but
L-U-V.
like they're obviously here for a reason. They're gonna have some good center stage action, guys. They're coming. I just feel like it's a little slower than I'm expecting, than I'm used to. You know, like Tengen had a really big show off moment in that fight when he first came in. You know,
yeah,
like he just immediately takes off Daki's head, right? Like immediately just walks in, head's gone. What?
TED dead.
So you want a little more. I understand what you mean. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Great episode.
It's a fantastic episode.
Terrible cliffhanger. I'm really annoyed that they ended this episode with Tanjiro aiming the sword at Gutako and then Gutaku. I don't know. And then that's the episode ending. I really hate when they do that.
Yeah.
But that's the cliffhanger demon. And he's always around.
He's in every single episode, it feels like.
Yeah. And I just, these episodes are masterfully done, though.
Yeah, they are great. I mean, again, quality is fantastic. Sound is awesome.
Sound design is really impressive.
Yeah.
Like, sound design for this is really, really good. Music and effects.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. And Tanjiro yelling at Genya.
Yeah, that's
Tanjiro's
good.
VA is he's a great voice actor. Does a really good job of selling Tanjiro as a character.
100%.
Yeah. You want me to do some comments?
Do a little bit of comments.
Okay.
I got a comment for you.
All right.
This show's cool.
This is just funny. But Mythic ALQ, I don't know, Mythical Q, whatever. On Mother's Day is crazy because it's released on Mother's Day. It's not. Maybe I should. Yeah. The gamer's IQ. It should be illegal to end an episode like this. I kind of agree with that. It's really annoying.
It's so annoying.
But it really
it's so annoying to make people want to come back, and that's the whole point.
The yodelers. I can't believe Muichiro survived this whole week underwater. We've been waiting.
Stupid.
Oh man. Right. Seeing that little shit run around was hilarious, dude. The way that they animated Gyotako running, dude. Yeah, that was really.
They did
really
a good
funny.
job.
Yeah.
I feel like it was supposed to be kind of humorous, like even in the manga. So
yeah, he's got a personality.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. There's not really any funny comments beyond that, but good comments nonetheless. So, I would probably give this episode a 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Waiting for I think last episode, the one before this one was definitely like a powerful episode, and this one dips a little bit just because it's inherently not as exciting. It's a backstory episode mostly, right? Or like at least half of it, right? So, and those
I don't
aren't
believe that he's your favorite character, bro.
I didn't say he was my favorite character. I say he's top 3 for me.
Okay.
Top 3 for me.
So like you said the top. I think you have said that he's your favorite.
He's one of my favorites. Him and Tokito are one of my favorites. The third character is Kokushubo, but we don't know much about Kokushubo yet. See, that's the hard part because I go back and forth between Kokushubo and Akaza as my favorite Upper Moon, but that's the top 3 right there. Akaza I would probably put as my favorite Upper Moon over Kokushubo. So I would probably say Akaza, Tokito, and Genya are my favorite characters in the whole show. Yeah, damn. I'll go with that. Those are my favorite characters. And Tanjiro is obviously really high up there, and so is Zenitsu. But I can tell you off air why they aren't my favorite. So, and why the other ones are.
There you go. The mystery continues.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's move on to our next anime. It is
Mashle. It's Mashle. Mashle. Mash burned dead in the magic of iron. Dada's challenged to take 10 hits from Silva, which he does why am I doing this? But but this nearly kills him. Mash steps in and whoops his ass. It's not a joke, dude. Like, the animation budget was in full force here, which is very true. Mash also superplexes the girl because she's obviously evil. After all this, Dot basically joins our crew. More lore dump on Mafia.
Oh, sorry. Magia Lupus, I think.
Magia Lupus. And then how the important part of that is he's warned not to go anywhere near them because they want to take his coins, and he says okay, and then he gets lost one day, and then the last scene is he walks right into the main headquarters
Magia
of
Lupus.
Magia Lupus.
I think I probably could have worded that better personally.
Okay,
I should put lore dump from Lance on Magia Lupus and how evil they are. Mash then walks directly into Magia Lupus. Would have been better.
Yeah,
but
it's it is fantastic.
Yeah. That might have been a weird sound in the mic right there. Sorry. This is a fantastic episode.
Fantastic episode.
I'm already saying it now. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I love this episode.
Whoa,
this was the moment I was waiting for in the anime or in the manga, was to see Silva get floored by one hit or two hits technically, but like one punch to the stomach, like that he was punching Dot.
Yeah.
So I was a huge fan, especially when Silva first gets socked in the face. That's a good moment.
That's a great moment.
Because he's like, what? And then just gets hit. And the punch is so beautiful.
Dude, they did such an insane job on the animation.
Right. It's the detail of Silva flying back and then like rolling around and landing on one knee and up, like he lands on his feet almost. He's like, what the hell? And then just bleeds out his friggin' face.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, it was so clean and so satisfying. And the soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually super impressed by the soundtrack this episode. I felt like it really is starting to match like the tone of the show, which is great. So
yeah, big fan. Dot is a likable character, I think.
Yeah, they're gonna make him fun.
But I think after this episode, you don't get too much from him beyond that he's just really like chivalrous and like kind of dumb. He's kind of dumb, to be honest. But like you don't get too much of him, I feel like, in these last two episodes, and like he'll really come alive by the end of the season. So he's great to have along.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, is he though?
I guess in the manga, you are like, what the hell is this guy doing in our crew now?
Well, no, it's funny because I do feel like okay, this is what I wanted to say when I was bringing this up, is that I feel like Mash is becoming more hardcore, like scary in the anime a lot more than in the manga. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it.
He's like super intimidating. And like, so there's this part where he's just walking towards Silva, right before he does the uppercut into his stomach through the iron.
It's so good.
And you just see his eyes looking down on Silva.
Yeah.
Because Silva's like, I can't even keep up.
He's like, that was 2.
And then
he's like, what?
Yeah. And then he socks him.
Out of 8.
Why do you sit down? It's like, aren't you going to show me you're stronger than him? It's
dude,
like,
I love the call out too. I mean, honestly, it really was like a perfect moment. I think in this show, it does set the tone of like, okay, who Mash is, and
how far above he stands.
Yeah, like especially on like this thing for your friends and for like doing like what's good, and I don't know, dude. And I love my wife always she's like, why is he calling different body parts like it's like muscle magic or like hamstring magic?
Well, he's trying to fake that he's magic.
And and I'm like, yeah, like to me it's like one of the funniest parts of the show is like the names that they come up with throughout the entirety of it. It just makes me laugh so hard every single time. Because it becomes more and more specific over time.
Mash has
fucking hilarious.
People need to make the logical conclusion that he's using magic to do this, because otherwise, he'll get found out real quick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he has to say that kind of stuff, and it's the best way to say it too. Like hamstring magic, like when you do Lance, you're like, what? triceps magic, it's like, what the heck? It's so good, dude. It's so good.
We love it.
The end of this is pretty simple. They do the house introduction kind of in the politics of it a little bit, and they kind of showcase the sorcerer's hat or the sorting hat in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
that whole concept in this, like
it's the unicorn
skeleton.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then it's like, dude, 70 was like, this fucking show, man.
I know, because like it looks into your thoughts, right? And it's just cream puffs.
It's just Scream Puffs. He's
I-
like, then you go to Owl
or
Deer.
whatever it is. That's the house that loves cream puffs or whatever. But that's all. That's basically juxtaposed to explain who Lang is
Yeah.
and how they kind of view themselves as like the quote unquote Slytherin, the pure blood elites,
Right.
whatever.
They are the Slytherin.
Oh, sorry, the wealthy elites, I guess, at that point too. But they're very, very classist.
Yeah.
And there's a group of 7 highly talented magical individuals who want to start stealing coins because they want to have the leader be the divine visionary and only him be the divine visionary. And since everyone's trying to be divine visionary, it's a war. So,
Oh yeah.
I believe this arc for that will probably carry us to the end of the this first part of the season.
Oh, hands down.
And
Yeah.
it's what I'm very excited for this bit now because there are also some really good bits to this whole arc.
Oh fuck yeah.
So
This is
Yep.
definitely where it gets a little bit more fun.
yeah, they start playing around more with the magic systems. They do actually start developing the magic system more in this arc, which is good because it needs a little more oomph to feel truly unique. But
Yeah. I love it.
yeah, me too.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
The anime is so far better than the manga, even though I am a huge fan of the manga and I would say read it. But I will say I feel like this is capturing the essence perfectly so far.
Yeah, I think
of the whole show.
if the moments, the quality of the moments,
Yeah,
like
the
those-
ones you really want.
right, like if the quality of those moments is maintained musically, animation wise, voice, all of those, then this is it's a heavy recommend of like, hey, if it was all out like all manga versus anime, I'd say watch the anime.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, its quality has been proven, so we're good. You should definitely watch it.
Watch it.
But reading is good too.
Reading
Do you have anything else you want to say before we do some
Yeah.
comments?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Lance is still creepy. That's all I'll say.
Did he say something again in this
He always
episode?
says something about his sister, man.
God. I don't want it.
It's
I
okay.
don't want it in the
He's
show.
still a great character in this show.
I mean, he
despite his
is. Like,
creepiness.
that's what sucks. Is
Yeah.
He's a good character.
He's still badass and awesome. That's what sucks.
You know what's funny is I haven't finished the Black Butler. Is that what it's called? No, not Black Butler.
What kind of deviation is that?
No, what's Black Clover?
Yeah.
I haven't. Fuck, I was going somewhere with this. Never mind. Fuck it.
I don't
Just
know.
Go.
Okay,
go,
man.
go.
Simply Tired, which is such an apt name, says, "Hell yeah, I love equal rights in my anime."
Dude, fuck yeah.
Matt Daniel. So MASH practices true gender equality, just like my boy Kazuma, which is, I believe, from Yakuza, right?
Oh yeah,
So-
dude.
No way he German suplexed that bitch. Lamau. That was cheesy.
Dude,
Chris.
that's what's gonna be all. Everyone is just losing
Yep.
their mind over it.
Joe Sunset. Man skips the side quest and just goes for the main boss fight.
Yeah, dude. I will say that, like, yeah, watch out for this one
Yeah,
guy, and then
yeah.
that's the room he's in.
And this is, I think we mentioned last week, but this says in quotations, "Avenge me," and then it says this was the cream puff, and that was JJ Ninja 1. And JJ Ninja 1 says it again. "Drink the creatine potion, Harry, from Dumbledore."
Stupid.
All right, that's it. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
it's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I love this episode so much. It was so satisfying to watch this episode, to
Yeah.
feel like, yes.
I watched it twice.
Did you?
Surprisingly, yeah.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
I've watched it once, but I watched the fight probably 2 or 3 times because
Fuck
it was
yeah.
enjoyable enough. So, yeah, just about 2 or 3 times also. Cool. Let's move on to our final thing then, if there's nothing else to say.
What is it?
It's Hell's Paradise.
Bow, bow, bow.
That's the weirdest. That's not a good one. Let's try it again.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo!
Welcome to fucking Hell's Paradise, bitch.
Hell's Paradise.
And go.
Flowers and offerings. This is the shortest summary, by the way, and it's just because a lot happens in this episode, but we'll go over it.
And we're not going to talk about any of it.
It's just such a it's a very shockingly different episode in comparison to the rest of the series. So, Chobe and Toma, which are our 2 brothers, lose to gods. Yep, gods are what inhabit this island. Our team finds a girl and a woodman. These folks basically lore dump on us about this world.
Yeah.
Yep. I will also read the Hell's Paradise summary from Crunchyroll just to give you that and show you their summary as well. Chobei and Toma encounter people unlike they've ever encountered before. Gabimaru and Sagiri's party finally meet people who live on the island. So
The end.
yeah, there's so this is a change in pace.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this episode does so much in so little
Yeah.
time.
So this is the thing that's kind of crazy to me is, so we've been going like at a snail's pace, like almost like a chapter to 1 or 2 chapters an episode. And then this episode, I think is like 5 or 6 chapters, like blasted into one. And they cut out stuff that I was like, that's weird that you would cut that out. And maybe they'll address it to some, well, one thing they can't, like, so the fight that the brothers have,
Yeah.
that's that's in there. I'm pretty sure. It's been a minute since I've read it, but like I'm pretty sure I remember there being a lot more to that fight than they showed.
Okay. I mean,
so I was like, that's a little weird. And then, but again, it is what it is.
yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, okay.
Okay.
Why? I mean, this show has a habit of not showing the fights.
Yeah. And they also just do things weird.
Yeah, and I'm not sure the anime is not always true to the source like the manga is with that kind of stuff. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it feels like they're just cutting out the fight. You know?
Yeah.
Like I thought there was more to the fight with Senka, the girl, and the blonde Asaimon.
Yeah.
On the water. I thought there was more to that too. And
I thought there was too.
I don't think there was, for the anime. So, this is a very.
Oh wait, what are you talking about? The blonde guy?
The blonde guy and the kid. That's like the tribal kid. That's like the last from Never's clan.
Nope. There
wasn't more to that.
There is.
There is more to that. Okay, so I thought there was more to that. Okay, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was actually very shocked it wasn't in this episode.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're like moving stuff around to create tension or if they're just skipping it, but it is what it is. But this episode was very jarring. Like there was a lot that happens in this episode that's just like, oh my god, I can't even keep up with it. Like there's a point in this episode where this little girl almost kills Gabimaru, I think.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that happened, but Gabimaru just walks away scot free from it, like just fine, even though he's coughing up blood.
Yeah, but that's kind of his thing.
That's kind of his thing, is the cough up blood. Yeah,
he's like, oh,
yeah,
fine.
I don't, but that whole fight happens right there, where she almost does that to him. So it's, yeah. What are your thoughts on how do you want to approach talking about this episode?
Let's go down so we talked about the brothers. They run into these gods, and then these gods absolutely destroy them.
They also also morph genders. They also
morph genders.
That is a thing that I don't know if it's I feel like it's important to talk about.
It's important to talk about.
It appears as 2 women initially making out, and then one of them morphs into a man, and that's then a fight ensues between.
Such a pain. They're like, oh, we need to stop drawing these anime boobs with no nipples right now.
Yeah.
Turn it back into a guy, and then
get out of this scenario.
Get into safe territory. And so that's why they put him back. I'm not gonna lie to you. In the manga, it's again the longer fight, and it's like changing. And so I don't actually think it changes until after they start fighting a little bit. And so that's that was why I was disappointed, because they did that immediately and I was like, huh? I was like, what the fuck? So it's okay.
Yeah.
They did great.
Bummer.
Well,
it's also weird because they showed more after they threw him into the pit, which was also different from the manga.
Right, yeah. When they threw him into the pit and it shows them that they're both alive down there. In the manga, they're thrown in the pit and then we don't talk about them for quite a while. So you're like, oh, they're dead.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, it wasn't that wasn't a bad thing. It's just there's a lot more differences to the source material than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So
I also liked how it was, as this tree deity person is like describing kind of like what the island is, we're getting a little like taste of what that is,
Mm-hmm.
So as he's talking, like we get a little bit of action, right?
Yeah.
So I thought at least that part was well done. Like they're using literally something that he's talking about and putting it in. Because again, in the manga, you just have to read all that. So I think the pacing is good.
Yeah. That feels good, and it feels like this village, like, and him explaining the world is like nice to finally know, like, oh, it's a 3-tiered island. The where the elixir is in the center. Go that way.
They call it Tan.
We call
probably
it Tan.
Important because
Yep.
that'll probably.
It's not called the elixir life. It's called Tan.
Tan.
I can't remember what the island's called, but
and I can't remember either.
Yeah, I was going to say Kotetsu, but that's the name of the guy in Demon Slayer, the kid that owns the dummy. So it's not Kotetsu. I think it starts with a K, though. I should have wrote it down. I'm not.
Every kiss begins with K.
Every kiss begins with K, or Woodman. Yeah, Gabimaru is an interesting character to just pay attention to during all this, because he's just getting more and more resolute. It's like, oh, hey, the elixir is real and it is here. And like, he's very single-minded on this and like very focused on this, but now he knows, which is
it's like
thing.
It's real. Yeah. It's time to like legitimately like go, like I can achieve this and go home and see my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get that weird bit at the end where where he has that flashback of his wife, like kind of like talking to him and
talking about,
I can't remember the exact thing. She was talking about like his soul and the things that he does. I can't remember exactly.
It doesn't really matter. The ultimate part of that one was kind of like him learning to see the beauty in her scars.
Right.
Like all that led to that and her supporting him. But
right.
We don't need to get into what that beyond that. But that is what influenced Gabimaru to look at the girl and say, you don't need to hide your scars. You know?
Right.
Scars aren't a symbol of weakness or ugliness. And so, which is like Sagiri's like really impressed for a second.
Like,
you know?
My God, am I gonna fall in love with you, dude?
But then Gabimaru goes, it doesn't matter what you look like anyway, right? And totally just throws out the window. And Sagiri's like, what the hell, dude? You know? Which is a really good moment, like good little banter. That I think is probably not appreciated too much, but that was probably one of my favorite moments of the episode. Nice. And it is cool to see Gabimaru, a death row convict, basically, like he's a death row convict, able to encourage / quote unquote cheer up or affirm this young girl. So
yeah, it is pretty cool. I mean, like we're seeing character growth. I mean, the hard part is like we kind of know him. It's weird because it just straight up from the bat, it's like he's, got set up. He was born in this life where, of course, he's done horrible things, but then like he gets a wife, and it's like this perfect thing, and then he's like, oh, I need to leave, and his people betray him, and so you're like, well, I mean, sure, you kill a lot of people, but he's not like someone who's like, okay, like he thinks he's broken because he's gotten so numb to killing. Yeah. But like I feel like out of all the people that we've met in the comics, like he's like objectively the one that shouldn't be there. And then the girl
Senka is the one that really shouldn't be there. She's definitely just been,
she was literally
she was captured and because
tortured,
people hate her because they're people is why she's there. It's not because she did anything wrong. So she's by far the most innocent, I feel like.
100%.
Although she does have some backstory stuff, so spoilers, whatever.
Wow.
Everyone's got a backstory.
But so
it's just it's I will say about this episode, this is the episode I like the least this week out of the 3.
What?
And I don't know if that's a surprise. I think you're probably similar, right?
Yeah.
This episode noticeably dipped in, and I don't know if it's because the pacing shifting so much, or just if it just feels totally different, or just the introduction of like the gods, and like, oh, this is actually really not just like they're surviving the wilderness. This is a god society they're invading, basically, right?
Right.
There's more to it, right? Yeah. So like maybe it's the tonal shift. It just felt like a noticeable dip in quality, also though. Animations here and there. I don't, a lot wasn't going on, but there was a lot of talking, a lot of information dumped. So
a lot of information.
It did get very heady at some point.
Yeah, it's weird because they did all, to me, especially from like the fact that they put so many chapters in this, they took all the cool parts of those chapters and just didn't show them. And I was like, they're like, here's the lore, and I'm like, okay. So I do wish that they would have done more with some of the action scenes, and I know we'll get more, but come on, man.
Well, that's where the part of them cutting fights early to just show the outcome is nerve-wracking to me, because that's been a pattern of this show, and I would hate to see like some more important fights in the future get cut short.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If that's the case, then it's like reading it is obviously the better choice.
Yeah.
I feel like point. Right at this this moment, that's kind of where I'm at.
At this moment, I'm still on the side of I think they're doing a fine enough job on the anime, but I will. I think I mentioned it off air. I'm gonna read this one once we finish it anyway. It just doesn't have the same level. I don't have the same level of import that like I would have with like Blue Lock, I would say, or I'm not gonna read. Well, I guess I already read all Demon Slayer, but if I, if I hadn't read, if I hadn't read all Demon Slayer, I wouldn't be reading Demon Slayer.
Right, right. That's fair.
Like, if I had known it was gonna be this amazing all the way through, then
That's
or if
fair.
I knew if we were doing a podcast then, and either we weren't doing a podcast when Demon Slayer started.
That is true too.
So that's also that. So I don't know, but this isn't one that's got me by the. I know that the manga is very good. Like I've heard that a lot. In the anime so far, it just has not
like captured you in that
well,
way.
it hasn't proved the manga's case. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the
I
manga
agree,
is excellent on its own. The anime is, usually there to expand the audience, reach new audiences, whatever you want to do, right? And I feel like the anime hasn't proven that it's the way to experience it. Like you've made the name known, but now that you know it's an anime and now that you know about it, go read the manga. That's what it feels like for me so far. I'm waiting for the anime to completely sell itself to become like a must watch.
You'll have to wait.
Yeah, I know.
So next episode. Yeah. No, just kidding.
Oh, you're doing comments?
I'll read a handful, I guess.
You got them up?
Indy Maximus says, "I am Groot."
Okay, that's because there's a woodman in this, huh?
This is a woodman in this.
Yeah. Got it. I did really quickly. I did appreciate how neutral he was trying to paint them as. Like, we do not give a shit about anything. We just want to be left alone. I love how diehard he was about that. He's like, I'll give you what you want. Just go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, get me the fuck out of here. I am Groot. Free Boing said, I swear if he gets home from the island and his wife is dead, I'm going to throw some hands.
Yeah.
No spoilers, please.
Yeah. That's like, I read that comment. I was like, damn it, dude. Like this is not a happy ending feeling show. It doesn't feel that way at all. It feels very sad ending. It's just such a brutal world,
What?
Okay. Go on. Keep going.
Like if you like this anime.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing.
Yeah.
All this shit sucks. Groot made it to Hell's Paradise. Let's go. Let's see if people
Guardian
talk more about Groot.
4.
Marvel don't pay well recently. Damn it, that was it.
You're good. That's enough. I would give this episode a 7, probably.
I'm gonna give this 2.
7.5? 7.25? 7.5? 7.25. I'll give it a 7.25. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7
because
again, I feel like I'm ready for them to go faster. It's just weird that they went faster here instead of in the beginning. I feel like they should have gone faster in a few of the beginning parts, and then they could have for sure cut out even the torture stuff. They could have just done it. They could have done it a lot faster. They could have done more. So the fact that now they're speeding up, but then they're starting to cut out some good stuff, I'm like, it's making me more nervous.
I think I just feel like it wasn't interesting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That also could be because we read it. We read it. So
right, but there wasn't a hook to make me feel like, but I don't remember the details of everything. You know what I mean? So it just didn't feel like it was interesting. I don't know. That's not a criticism. That's not a good criticism at all. That's bad. But it didn't feel like the show was doing a good enough job to keep me hooked.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Agreed.
There you go. Because the plot is interesting. Everything about this is interesting and cool. I just feel like the show is not really doing it a full service there.
A full fucking service.
Anime of the week, I think is an easy Mashle for me. Yeah, it's easy. That's such a solid anime. You kind of know what you're getting, but it's delivered just so perfectly. So
this time I almost forgot. I was like, oh my god, man, Mappa's doing such a good job on this. I was like, wait, fuck, it's not Mappa. It's not A1.
Mappa. It's A1. And
I was like, god damn, they put a lot of money into
this. I don't know. I don't know what else they've done this big.
When he was fucking socking the
Silva.
Well, no, I think he punched through something to hit Silva once.
Well, he punched through his iron, yeah.
Yeah. And I just was watching when he punched him, and then the little glints of his face on that
when he punches through,
and I was just
his stomach.
Holy fuck!
The cinematography on that was
what the fuck is that?
But I had to pause that shot and look at it so you can see Mashle looking up at him while he's looking at all the reflections of himself bleeding out of his mouth.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's super sick, but it also kind of reminded me of Wanted. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, with
when he smacks the dude in the face with the keyboard and the keys fly out with it says F you in it.
Yeah, that was so dumb, but I also love that movie.
Yeah, it was dumb, but that's kind of how it felt when I saw those things around his head. I was like, what the shit?
Let's talk about Wanted for 2 seconds because we have some time.
What are we talking about?
Wanted. Wanted is a guilty pleasure for me. It's obviously not a great movie, but it is such a cool concept. and the way they do it's really fun.
I liked it too, but I bet if I watch it now, I'd fucking hate it. So
I think it's a silly movie.
I don't think
but
I'd be able to enjoy it again.
James,
I mean, I
is
could.
that James McAvoy?
Yeah.
I think so. I like him as an actor too.
X-Men guy. Right?
Yeah, he's Xavier a bunch of times.
Yeah. Then that guy.
I like that guy.
He's cool.
We don't talk about that anymore. We're
Guys,
good. Thunder
go
Goose
get your
podcast.
wanted $5 DVD at Best Buy.
Yeah. By the way, we are going to be streaming the finale of Resident Evil 4 tonight. We did not finish it last week, so hopefully you are there for that because by the time this goes out was last week.
Passed it last.
But hopefully you were there to watch it and to see how much we enjoyed it, and and then we will have a new thing we'll announce on Instagram. We probably already have announced on Instagram. What we're playing next.
Maybe we did.
Yep.
We don't know. We don't know.
If we haven't, look for it.
knows?
If we have, go check out our Instagram and you'll see what we're playing. We don't know yet.
I hope we did.
I'm hoping we do too, but this is a dangerous game we're playing and we're gonna play it. So follow us on Instagram, message us on there, come say hi to us on the Twitch. We'll be streaming tonight at 8:30. So once again,
every Tuesday 8:30, baby.
Always join us. We love you so much.
We love
anything?
you. Yeah, I feel like are you ready to rumble? Are you ready to rumble?
I think you need to tell me what a Pokemon sounds like.
That was Growlithe.
Okay.